Hi friends, welcome back to a new session. In the last session, we started basics basics, okay, which are necessary to understand electrical machines subject. And tell me what is the conclusion we just made in last video. Very simple. In the last video, we discussed according to Faraday, EMF will be induced. Okay, if there is RTV or RSV between conductors and magnetic field. If I said in RTV, in relative time variation, conductors are stationary, magnetic field is the time variant. So rate of change of flux linkage will be possible, EMF will be induced. That EMF only we called it as static EMF. Example, transformers. Direction of statically EMF is given by Lenz law. And we discussed in relative space variation, conductors are moving, magnetic field is time invariant. Okay. So though magnetic field is time invariant, still rate of change of flux linkage is possible because conductors are moving. Therefore, EMF will be induced. That EMF only we called it as a dynamic EMF. And example, all rotating machine. Direction of dynamic EMF is given by what? Fleming's right hand rule. And we discussed one special note. What will happen if we give DC supply to the transformer? If we give DC supply to the transformer, so primary winding will burn out. Okay, these are the things which we explained in the last video. Now let me continue basics in this video also. See guys, first of all in this video let me start with generator principle. Generator principle. Everybody knows that. What is the function of generator? It converts mechanical energy into what? It converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. Converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. Right. Now please tell me a generator principle in the form of a statement. Very simple. When a moving conductor, why I am using that word moving? Because what is the input energy for generator? Mechanical energy, That's why when a moving conductor curves the magnetic field, then EMF or current is induced in that conductor. Okay. So if you observe clearly in the statement, moving is the word indication of mechanical energy. EMF or current is the word which indicates electrical energy. Is it clear? So please let me write that principle on the board. So generator principle, what I said, when a moving conductor cuts magnetic field and EMF or current is induced in that conductor. Is it clear? So please try to understand in this statement whatever I just wrote, moving, this moving term indicates input energy for generator, nothing but mechanical energy. And this EMF or current, whatever I just wrote, this indicates output energy from generator, nothing but electrical energy. Is it clear? Right. So if you observe clearly, in relative space variation, I discussed in the last video. In relative space variation, conductors are moving. A magnetic field is a time invariant. So in generator also you might have seen, which we will discuss in future. If you start synchronous machine, DC generator, there you can understand. Generally we will be giving DC supply to field winding for excitation. So time invariant magnetic field will be produced there. Nothing but DC flux will be produced there. Okay. So conductors are moving and a time invariant magnetic field. So obviously, according to relative space variation, if conductors are moving, magnetic field is a time invariant. So I told rate of change of flux linkage will be possible and dynamic EMF will be induced. So obviously Because of generator action, dynamic EMF will be produced. Okay, right. So before that, let me see this. Let me draw one small speaker here. See, let me take north pole. I already discussed it in alternator or in DC generator. Alternator you can take, or DC generator you can take, DC generator you can take. Generally we will be giving DC supply to field winding. If we give DC supply to field winding, magnetic field will be produced. That is only I call it as excitation, right? Process of sending current through field winding and creating magnetic field is called excitation. Okay, generally we will be giving DC supply to field winding. That's why we called in alternator or DC generator, DC excitation will be used. Like that we will be discussing. And no, don't worry, don't confuse with this statements. These things will what is my field winding, what is my excitation, all those things I'll be clearly explaining if you start, alternators, DC generators, synchronous motor, DC motor, like that. Okay, but anyway, I'm not showing here field winding. Let us assume that time invariant magnetic field was there. It is flowing from north pole to south pole. So always flux lines will start from north pole surface, it will reach south pole surface. This is a property of flux lines, right? So let me take here north pole, south pole. So once again I am saying, so please, I am not showing field winding here. Don't confuse with the field winding terms, excitation, all those things, because still we are in basics. Let us assume that flux lines are passing from north pole to south pole. Always, what is the property of flux lines? It always starts from north pole surface. This is what I can say. North pole surface means this one, right? This one. This is nothing but north pole surface. It starts from north pole surface like this, and this is what I can say, south pole surface. South pole surface. It reaches south pole surface. This is a property of flux lines. Always flux lines start from north pole surface. It will reach south pole surface. Okay. So like that we got time invariant magnetic field was produced. Those flux lines are flowing from north pole surface to south pole surface like this. Then tell me, I need a conductor, right? So let me take a conductor. Let me take a conductor. Yes, let me take a conductor like this. Right? And for that conductor, definitely we have to provide mechanical energy, because I used one word, moving conductor. Yes or no? Therefore definitely you should provide mechanical energy for that conductor, right? So this is a conductor. So I just moved this conductor. Okay, so let us assume that we are moving a conductor in this manner, in this direction, right? This small v indicates I'm just moving this conductor, okay, in this direction. This small v indicates in this direction with this velocity I'm just moving conductor. Is it clear? Next, what about this one? I already discussed it. Okay, nothing but magnetic, this flux lines, nothing but what? These lines, nothing but flux lines only, no? Then we can take it as capital B, right? Then when I am moving conductor, okay, Kurt's magnetic field, and EMF will be induced in that conductor. Okay, so in this conductor, EMF will be induced. That EMF only we are calling it as what? Dynamic EMF. I already told. Okay, in a relative space variation, conductors are moving, magnetic field is time invariant. So there dynamic EMF was induced. Same here of generator principle. Conductor is moving, magnetic field is time invariant, dynamic EMF will be induced. E dynamically, or I can say current. E dynamically or current is induced in that conductor. Okay. Now please let me write formula for that dynamic EMF. ED dynamic EMF, ED equals to what? Very simple. BLV sin theta. BLV sin theta. Okay. So please tell me guys, what about ED? ED means what? This is a formula for E dynamically. Now tell me, E dynamically means what? ED means what? Dynamically EMF in volts. In volts. I have taken units for ED as volts. Okay. Now what about capital B? Capital B means what? Magnetic flux density. Magnetic flux density. Flux density. Units please. Weber per meter square or Tesla. Next, this is very important guys. LE. LE means what? Length of the conductor, everybody knows it, but don't take length from here to here. Don't take entire length. I have taken LE only. LE means what? Effective length of the conductor. Effective length means what? Length of the conductor which is under the influence of magnetic field, like this. How much length is there under this magnetic field? This much length only you should take. This much length only you should take. This only you should take. This much only you should take, right? So this is the effective length of the conductor. Nothing but length of the conductor which is under the influence of magnetic field. So this portion is not under the influence of magnetic field. This portion is only under the influence of magnetic field. You should take that much length only, right? LE means what? Effective length of the conductor. Effective length of the conductor or length of the conductor which is under the influence of magnetic field, which is under the influence of magnetic field. What are the units for this LE? Meters. Okay, meters. Right. Now what about small v guys? Small v means what? Instead of equal to, let me give arrow marks here. It will be very nice. Let me give arrow marks here. Right. Now small v means what here? Linear velocity of the conductor. Okay. Linear velocity of the conductor. Linear velocity of the conductor. Units please. Meters per second. Meters per second. Now what about theta? This theta is the angle between what and what? Small v and capital B. Small v and capital B. Okay. It is in electrical degrees. Electrical degrees. Please try to see this equation. Suppose if theta is 90 degrees, so dynamic EMF will be maximum. If theta is 0, ED will be 0. Is it clear? Next, whatever the dynamic EMF induced because of generator action, direction of dynamic EMF is given by Fleming's right hand rule, which I already discussed in the last video. Okay. So once again, I'm just writing as a note here. Direction of ED, dynamic EMF, is given by Fleming's right hand rule. I am writing simply FRH, Fleming's right hand rule. Okay. So please let me explain now Fleming's right hand rule. Very simple. So for explaining this Fleming's right hand rule, so please whatever the principle you just wrote on the board, just repeat that one. When a moving conductor, in Fleming's right hand rule, if I explain this Fleming's right hand rule, please take thumb, forefinger and center or middle finger of right hand. In these three fingers should be mutually perpendicular. Is it clear? So you now please tell me the principle in this manner. Thumb to forefinger to center finger. You please come like this. Okay. When a moving conductor cuts the magnetic field, then EMF will be induced in that conductor. That means thumb means what? Direction of motion of the conductor, which indicates mechanical energy. Forefinger means what? Direction of magnetic field, nothing but magnetic energy. Center finger and middle finger means what? Direction of EMF or current, nothing but electrical energy. Is it clear? So let me write on the board. In Fleming's right hand rule, thumb indicates what? Thumb indicates direction of motion of the conductor, no? Direction of motion of the conductor. So can you please tell me, thumb indicates which energy? Mechanical energy. energy. Is it clear? Now what about forefinger? Forefinger indicates what? Direction of magnetic field, nothing but magnetic energy. Is it clear? Next, what about a center finger or middle finger? Center or middle finger indicates what? Direction of EMF, or I can say direction of dynamic EMF, whatever, direction of EMF or current. EMF or current, nothing but electrical energy. Is it clear? This is about Fleming's right hand rule. Okay, now guys, now let me discuss motor principle. So everybody knows that. What is the function of motor? Motor converts what? Electrical energy is converted into mechanical energy. Electrical energy is converted into mechanical energy. Right? Now please let me write motor principle. Very simple. When a current carrying conductor, because what is the input energy for your motor? Electrical energy, no? When a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it conductor experience a force or torque. Okay, so let me write here. When a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences force or torque. Is it clear? Right. Please try to understand here whatever the term I just wrote, current, this current term indicates input energy for your motor, nothing but electrical energy. And here force or torque, whatever I just wrote, this term indicates output energy from the motor, nothing but mechanical energy. Is it clear? Right. And simple, once again I am just saying note, whatever the force experienced because of motor action, okay, or torque experienced because of motor action, the direction of force experienced because of motor action is given by Fleming's left hand rule. Okay, so let me write here. Direction of force experienced because of motor action is given by Fleming's left hand rule. Let me write simply FLH rule. Fleming's left hand rule, FLH rule. Okay. And what about that Fleming's left hand rule? Very simple. So please, let me take once again in the left hand, this thumb, forefinger and center finger should be mutually perpendicular, and repeat this motor principle. But instead of coming from thumb to center finger, please go from center finger to thumb like this. Okay, so repeat this principle. When a current carrying conductor, so your center finger indicates what here? When a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field, it experiences force or torque. That means center finger and middle finger indicates direction of current, nothing but electrical energy. So forefinger indicates direction of magnetic field, nothing but magnetic energy. Thumb indicates what? Direction of force or direction of motion of the conductor, which indicates mechanical energy. Is it clear? So let me write here. In Fleming's left hand rule, center or middle finger indicates what? Direction of current. Nothing but electrical energy. Electrical energy. Now what about forefinger? Direction of magnetic field. Nothing but magnetic energy. Next, thumb indicates what? Direction of force experienced because of motor action or motion of the conductor. Nothing but mechanical energy. Is it clear? So guys, you please observe one thing, in Fleming's right hand rule or in Fleming's left hand rule, okay, thumb means what? Mechanical energy, right? In Fleming's left hand rule also, thumb means what? Mechanical energy. Forefinger, magnetic energy. Center finger, electrical energy. Here also center finger, electrical energy. Is it clear? So in Fleming's right hand rule and in Fleming's left hand rule, thumb means mechanical energy, forefinger means magnetic energy, center finger or middle finger means electrical energy. Is it clear? Okay, thank you.